Hi guys, how are you? This is Loise. Welcome back to my channel. It's my hope and trust that you're doing well wherever you are. It's such a hot afternoon here in Calgary. Oh my god, so hot, but it's beautiful. I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. So today, if this is your first time on my channel, you are very welcome. For my usual followers, thank you so much. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I am based here in Calgary, Alberta. Today I have good news about an upcoming program, and maybe some of you have heard about this program, others have not heard about it, so I'm here to give you the good news. Okay, so I want to talk about a program called the Municipal Nominee Program. This program is not there yet, so please hold your horses. Yes, it's not here yet, but this is an upcoming program that would be implemented sometime soon. We don't know when, but very soon. As soon as we know when this program is going live, I will be among the first people to tell you about it. But let me give you a teaser. Let me also give you some information that we have so far, so that you can start getting ready to immigrate to Canada if immigrating to Canada is one of your dreams. Okay, so this is a regional economic immigration program for permanent residency. In 2019, the immigration minister was mandated to introduce a municipal nominee program that will allow the local communities, the Chamber of Commerce, and the local labor councils to directly sponsor permanent immigrants with a total of 5,000 spaces dedicated to this program. Yes, 5,000 spaces. So right now, what is the government doing? The government is at a feedback collection stage. They are currently consulting with the various stakeholders on the criteria and the requirements needed for this program. I'm saying that because I have seen some surveys which are going around from the government to the stakeholders to see what they think this program should look like in matters of eligibility. Okay, so we still don't know. As these people now, as they scope out the program, we do not know exactly how it's going to be launched, but something in me tells me that it's most likely going to be launched like a pilot program. And this is me speaking. This is not information that I have from a reliable source. This is just, seeing the statistics and the history behind us. So most likely it's going to be launched as a pilot program, the way they launched the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot or the Atlantic Immigration Pilot. We will not be knowing more on this municipality program until it's released. We also won't know which municipalities are going to be participating. I'm sure that is what now they are deciding on. And they say that the municipalities that are going to participate are those that are likely to benefit the most economically from such a program. So of course they are always looking at the labor needs, the economic needs of a province before they roll out such a program. So as IRCC hashes out the final details on the eligibility, I just have my kind of an idea, my thoughts, and I want to give you my thoughts about what I think this program is going to be looking like. Okay, so since Canada already has the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot, which is running now in 11 communities, I know 2 of them are still not yet running, but it has those 11 communities participating. We also have the 4 Atlantic provinces participating in the AIPP, and we also have another pilot in Ontario, okay, a small pilot that I talked about in one of my videos previously. So what I think is that those communities and provinces will not be participating in this pilot because from precedence, the Canadian government is trying to populate and attract people in some remote communities, not in the big cities, in the not so desirable communities or municipalities. So from the history, I know that this program, because it's a permanent resident program, it's going mostly to focus on age, education, work experience, your language skills, and your ties to the community. More importantly, it's going to focus on retention, because what they want is not just to bring people to Canada. They want to bring people and retain them in this community. So this municipality thing is going to work more on the retention policy of the immigrants who immigrate to these municipalities, and that is driven by the intention to settle in that community. So you must be fully intending to live in this kind of a community when this program comes live. Okay. The other thing that I'm thinking about is that it's also going to mimic other pilot programs. So if I were you today, I would look at the pilot programs that we have and see and start strategizing on my goal to coming to Canada. So even if you've not qualified, I know you've not qualified to come to Canada through all the other classes, I just know that these immigration programs, they are highly evolving. Every other day they are evolving. Okay, so you need to know that there will be more programs. If you didn't fit in that program, there's going to be another program that most likely fits you or fits one of your relatives. Okay, so just know that you need to work on that immigration dream. So what do? This goes back to, I gave advice a while back on how to choose a province to settle into, and I'll tell you why I'm talking about this. We continue to see the Canadian government working hard to fill these small communities, small rural communities, small provinces, the unpopular provinces. So I'm thinking that if you already have relatives in Canada today, you are abroad there, but you have relatives in Canada, there was never a better time than this for you to start planning on immigrating here if immigration is your goal. Also, if I was one of those relatives, this is also the opportune time to encourage your people who are interested in immigrating to start looking at Canada seriously. Okay, because we've seen that these immigration things, they do favor people with ties to the communities. They favor people with ties to Canada. Okay, so you're going to find that your relatives come handy. They come handy when you're saying, even in the express entry, you get a lot of points by having a brother, a sister, a mom, a dad, a child. So you get a lot of benefits just by having relatives in Canada. So encourage your relatives. If you're in Canada, encourage them so that they can stand better chances. How do you encourage them? Encourage them to start preparing now rather than later. Okay, also encourage them to work on their education. If someone has a degree, maybe it's time, and they're still young, maybe it's time they do a master's program or an extra diploma, so that then they can qualify, because Canadian immigration is getting highly competitive. So practice on your English, work on your education, work on your work experience, work on your languages, especially if you're interested in taking French. I always tell people that French is going to give you that extra advantage. So this is the time to start working on all those things so that you can meet the eligibility to immigrate to Canada through any of these economic classes, because those are the things that almost all programs do require. The higher the education you have, the younger you are, the more work experience you got, the better your languages are, the better the ties you have in this country, then you find that you stand very high chances of immigrating here. Then what am I gonna tell you people who are settling in Canada right now, or even people who maybe have gone through the express entry program, any other program, and they're about to settle in this country? Maybe it's time, if you're not tied to a particular community, if you just, you're free to roam and settle anywhere in Canada, I think it's time for you to start targeting smaller communities, smaller rural communities, smaller towns, not just going to the big cities, Calgary, Toronto. Those ones are good for you, for jobs and stuff like that, and a lot of activities to do. But if you have relatives who are looking to immigrate and you would like to bring a lot of your relatives, maybe it's time now we start looking at smaller communities which are starting to come up with this kind of programs, because once we are there, then we work as ties to our friends and relatives who are back home. Okay? Yes. I have heard a lot of people, and this is a call that I want to make to my African people. I have heard people say that the immigration program here is highly discriminative to the African population. And in some instances, I agree. I think I agree with that, especially with regards to the temporary visas. You find that for you to be able to qualify just to come here as a visitor, or even just a student, getting student permits is getting harder. Visas and student permits, those things are getting harder and harder for our African people. Okay, so while these people work on their systemic discrimination, there's nothing we can do about that right now. But guess what? There is much more that we can do to beat them at the game. So this should not be discouraging. They make us feel like you have to leave a piece of your heart or a piece of your kidney at the embassy before they can give you that visa to come visit this place. And it's only temporary, okay? But what if we can plan to come here permanently as permanent residents? Why don't we work hard to work on the permanent residency? Statistics show that India and Nigeria, they are among the top contributors to the express entry. Yes, Nigeria is in Africa. And you may ask yourself why, and I have seen through my own research, all is based on education, and early planning. I tell you, Nigerians are some of the people that I know, they take education seriously. So they're getting their masters, they're getting their PhDs, and then they're working on getting some skilled work experience. It doesn't have to be like a top big job, as long as it's a skilled work that you're doing. And then guess what? They are qualifying to come here in droves through the express entry, because express entry ensures that we can all be equal participants. As long as you qualify, it's purely on merit. So if you qualify and you get the right CRS scores, then you qualify. It doesn't matter whether you're coming from Africa, whether you're coming from India, whether you're coming from China. It doesn't matter. It's whether you qualify. So we can all try and work hard to qualify and be equal participants. So how do we do this? Plan early. Then when your relatives immigrate here, it's also a good time for them to encourage their relatives, and you're already here, send, give them money. If they're lacking finances, provide the finances for them so that they can qualify to come here. Because guess what? The moment you are here, you are already ties for your family. You are ties for them. So you're able to give them, especially if you have relatives who are older. You have relatives who are not meeting the high language skills. The fact that they have relatives, then they can get those points from having Canadian relatives. Okay, so what am I saying? The onus is on us. The onus is on you, all of us, all of you prospective immigrants. It's up to you now and your relatives to work for it. You got a dream and you got to work towards your dream. It's dream big, go big, or go home. There's no going back. You want to do it today, and do it the best way possible. Okay, so work on your education, work on your work experience, lobby on your relatives. If it's about money, show them about the future of supporting you to immigrate here, because then you have, you're providing value to your community in the future. Okay, that's all I want to tell you, because I know I've seen a lot of people who are getting discouraged by finances especially, and just lack of proper planning, whereby people are planning to immigrate when it's too late, and then guess what, they don't even have relatives who are here. I've also seen relatives who are here who are not sponsoring their relatives who are abroad. Okay, so please, we can all work together and help each other in immigrating here. We can all be torch bearers if we are here, and if we are not here, we can work on being torch bearers. Okay, so when the municipal nominee program comes up, guess what? I will be the first one to let you know. So in the meantime, work on the things that are going to work on your eligibility. I said I don't know exactly how we shall be eligible for this, but judging from the past, judging from history, I can tell you that age, education, work experience, language, and your Canadian ties and your intention to settle are going to be among the top contributors for that. Okay, so thank you so much. I will see you at my next video. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. If you haven't shared this video, please do share it with someone. Okay, thank you. Bye now.